Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, the boundaries of experience, expanding your comfort zone. It's not something that a lot of people like, but it's good for you. None of us are born with a guidebook that provides explicit rules for thought and behavior that will enable us to navigate life successfully. And wouldn't that be nice if we did? I mean, we do have a spiritual guidebook if you read the Bible. And, you can study philosophy and psychology and things like that. But as far as everything that's going to happen in your life and how you're going to navigate that, no guidebook. We're in the dark. To cope with the myriad of complexities to which all of humanity is subject, we each develop a set of habits and routines that ground us. Their continuity assuring us that life is progressing normally. So, we have made this life, this man-made life, and it's very complex. It's not a natural life where we just have to get up, search for food, eat the food, rest, travel to another place to find some different food, and come back at night and lay down. And we've made a whole lot of stuff. We have to have money. We have to have work that we do. We like to create. That's what happens when we get these big, nice brains. We made life really complex. All of us have to deal with this stuff. We all have a life that we have to deal with. It'd be nice if we did get a, guidebook, but we don't. So, and we all develop different habits and routines to help us navigate. In this it says ground us, and that's what it does by, making your own little routines and habits. You're making your own little guidebook. This is how we deal with this. This is how I deal with that, and so basically you're writing your own as you go along. This, keeps your life having continuity. So your life is progressing normally. Again, there's no such thing as normal, but it makes you feel like it is. Most of us know, whether instinctively or by experience, that transformations can be uncomfortable. But we always learn and gain so much from them. Because, some people really hate change. I'm not one of those people that super hates change, because to me, change can be a good thing, and it also gives me something to look forward to, something that's new. I have a very childlike ability to kind of seek the novel and enjoy just the little things. That's, my husband says, you get pleased by such, the little things. And I'm like, I know. So, some people don't like change. To them, it's very uncomfortable. To me, not such a big deal. I can usually take them in stride. Now, there's been some threw me for a loop, depressed me, caused me anxiety or whatever. But, that happens to all of us. Not everything is going to make us happy, especially every change in our life. But you can learn and grow from it. Any initial discomfort we experience when expanding our comfort zones diminishes gradually as we both become accustomed to change and begin to understand that temporary discomfort is a small price to pay for the evolution of our soul. Because if you never grow, then that's it. You never grow. You never evolve as a person. You never gain any more knowledge or any more spiritual insights or any more love in your heart, and you don't learn any more about being a decent person that you can feel good about being. So if you don't ever step out of your comfort zone, you're never going to reach your potential. Excuse me. Your current comfort zone did, at one time, serve a purpose in your life. Like I said on one of my the podcasts the other day about maladaptive habits and schemas that we make at one time, that's to help us survive. But throughout our life, those may become obsolete and don't serve us anymore and actually hurt us. So those are things you kind of have to look at. But it is representative of behaviors and patterns of thought that empowered you to cope with challenges of days past. Because that's what we do. We try to think of ways to survive. If this worked for us in one instance, we assume it's going to work for us in another instance. And that's not always the case. But we develop these things out of our survival instincts. Now, this comfort zone does little to facilitate the growth you wish to achieve in the present. Because if you're staying in that zone, things you might want to go for in life are probably not in that zone. You're going to have to reach out of that zone and go into a different zone. And I found that very uncomfortable at one point in my life. A little nap. Because I was going from being, in a place where I was being only creative in homemaking, out back into the work world because it was a necessity for us. And that was a transition. And I had to get out and deal with other people and things like that. And it was uncomfortable for a while. And then, of course, I got back being used to that. So, sometimes we have to change. And, if you want to grow, you got to get out of your comfort zone. Leaving your comfort zone behind through personal expansion of any kind can prepare you to take the larger leaps of faith that will, in time, help you refine your purpose. Because we all have a purpose. If you don't think you do, that's sad. Because you do. And if you find out what it is, you're going to be much happier. Work your way outward at your own pace. And try not to let your discomfort interfere with your resolve. Because anything that's hard, we kind of pull back from. Oh, that's difficult. But like when I was starting my ministry, I did a lot of research online, found out how other people did it. I met this guy who was a successful, minister, and he, showed me how to do everything, taught me how to do everything, and I looked into other women's ministries. And then when I started the charity, we hired a consultant to teach us how to start a charity and what the best practices were and what we wanted to do, with our charity and put that in line. So anytime you want to do anything, there's a process. And like I said, the good idea is to make an outline. You might have like a 1 and then 1A. Then you might find there's like a 1A1, 1A, 1B, and you'll find out more as you go along. And to me, that's exciting because you're getting somewhere. With the passage of each well-earned triumph, you will have grown and your comfort zone will have expanded to accommodate this evolution. And then we do evolve as people. Don't get hung up on that word evolution, please. I don't want to hear no more of that. Whether your comfort zone is living with your parents, or perhaps being too shy to socialize, or maybe it's not realizing your spirit self, whatever it is, start small, and you will discover that venturing beyond the limited comfort zone you now cling to is not as stressful an experience as you imagined it might be. So, we all have fears. We all have things that make us uncomfortable. But, if you watch that old Christmas show with the Winter Warlock, put one foot in front of the other. And that's the way you do it. You just take a baby step, another step, and eventually you're going to get where you want to go. Now, maybe you won't, but maybe along the way you'll have great experiences and you'll gain a lot of knowledge. And you'll realize that even though you couldn't go where you wanted to go, there's this other path that you can take. And the joy you feel upon challenging yourself in this way will nearly, let's go ahead and do that, nearly break through your discomfort. As you expand your comfort zone to include new ideas, activities, goals, and experiences, you will see that you are capable of change and coping with the fresh challenges that accompany it. And you are. You are capable to change. You are capable of meeting any challenge that comes your way. you just, back to that word resolve. You have to have the resolve. If you're a quitter, you give up when it just feels hard, you're never going to get where you want to go. You got to have that resolve and stick to it and reach out of that comfort zone. Think about it. That's all for now.